Hey there, my fellow visionaries. This is your girl, Queen V, aka Queen Visionary. I'm coming to you with a brow tutorial. Now, the reason why is because I get so many questions about why my brows are so sharp and they sexy and they just look amazing. So I'm here to show you how I do my brows, okay? I do have two different ways that they're done. I'll do one on each side to show you the difference. It's not much of a difference, but I have two different ways to do it, okay? So first, let me clip these little wig ends back so they're not in our way, okay? That's number one. My first step, for some reason, I'm very quirky, is I put on some chapstick. I don't know how that helps me put my brows on, but it does. It's just a cheap old little chapstick from some random goodie bag, gift bag from some random event, okay? So that's what I do first. And then, of course, after I don't always shave, but, after I've shaved the days that I need to shave them, clean them up, take a spoolie. Okay, just make sure that they're going the right way. Sometimes I have to trim these front ones because they get long, but not right now. I don't have to trim those now. I just need to make sure they're going the right way. Okay, so that's that. It's a regular old spoolie. This has the tip on the end, the flat tip, which I'm going to use later. Okay, I'll show you that later. And then I go right in with my pencil. It's a random pencil from the beauty supply store. Nothing special. It says Gabriella on it if you need to know. It's in the color dark brown. I make sure it's sharp enough, which it is. Okay. And then I need to use my mirror instead of this phone. Okay. So I start here very lightly. Okay. Very lightly. And then I basically, like you do like you color in kindergarten. You do your outline first, okay? A lot of times my tail is gone. I like to create my tail because I like my tail thin and my tail grows really thick. So I just cut it and I'll create it myself. All right. And I'm doing my arch here. Now, the way I measure my arch is I take my pencil. Well, I don't physically do this, but the way you should measure your arch. Take your pencil, put it on the very edge of your eye, okay? It should be directly above the end of your eye. So if it's straight up, your arch is right here, okay? So that's how you know you've got a good arch, okay? And for the tail, I do the same thing, but going diagonally up towards my temple. So if my pencil's on the edge of my eye, my tail should stop right there. All right. Now, obviously, I did that by sight because I do this all the time, but it's perfectly measured. So the edge of my eye, it shows that it stops right in the exact point. And here shows an exact point. Okay. So this one is done. A little bit more here. And again, I like to keep my tail pretty thin, okay? I'm gonna darken it a bit. All right, and then I take my concealer, in which case is my color, my exact shade. And my exact shade, I'm using LA Pro Girl concealer, okay? And this is the color Almond. Trying to make sure it focuses here. Come on. Well, it's the color Almond, okay? And then I don't use an extra brush to apply the concealer. I just use the concealer. And then I go around that outline that I just did, like that. Being very careful. Move over a little bit. You couldn't see the front part. Okay. Make sure you all can see. Okay, and then, like I said, I just I outline it all the way around. I do the top. Let me squeeze out a little more here. Okay, and again, this is how I do mine, okay? There are so many methods out there that you can look at. YouTube is amazing to learn, you know, different things in makeup and whatever else. But this is just the way I do it, okay? You don't have to do it this way. If it's easy for you, great. If you find things unnecessary, you know, make your own routine. Once you get comfortable, do it your way. Do it how, you know, you thrive the best, okay? And then I take my favorite, as you can see, it's really worn. My favorite flat brush, angled flat brush. It's flat. And I use this to buff out just the concealer. Shape it up. I bring it down. Now normally I put more on because I also conceal my lid before I put eyeshadow on. But I'm just showing you the brows right now. So it's no point in me doing all that, okay? And then I make sure all of this is evened out. Make sure it's even, the arch and everything. Make sure it's extra sharp. I can get a little OCD sometimes. So I may go back a couple times and do this. All right. And then that's pretty much done. You might not be able to see it, but I can see that this is a little bit undone. I'm gonna shade it in. Okay, now that's my first one, okay? And then the last thing I do is I take the spoolie and I make sure to you know, buff out the front part of my brow. Because the worst thing you can do, ladies, I'm sorry if this offends anybody, is have a sharp line like this. It shouldn't look like that, okay? Because your brows don't grow like that. You shouldn't have a sharp line right here. You need to buff that out, okay? So you take your spoolie and you just, at the very edge, buff out that front part. You see, so it looks like a natural, you know, gradual hair growth going into your brow, okay? I'm just seeing some light spots I need to fill in. All right, and that's it for that side. It's a little bit imperfect to me. In my eyes, I can see like things, but this is just a tutorial. I just want to show you really quickly how it's done. Okay, I do need to shave this part. It's getting too long. All right, so the other brow, I will show you how I do plan B or method B, okay? So it's the same process. It's just, but a different product. All right. So I'm going to take this same spoolie, except I'm going to use this tip. And I use my eyeshadow palette. This is Juvia's Place, the Warrior palette. Okay. The Warrior by Juvia's. And I'm going to use the color Mino, because the color Mino is the exact color, this one, as my brow. Okay. This is the color I'm using right there. All right. So I'm going to do that. And again, it's the same process. It's just with eyeshadow. A lot of people use like a brow pomade. I don't feel the need to. I think it's unnecessary because my eyeshadow does the same thing. And, you know, it gives me that same rich flavor. Okay. So I'd already put shadow on my brow. Okay, and I'm doing the same exact thing, like just lining the brow with it. Now, normally when I'm going out, if I'm going somewhere where it's dim lighting or it's dark and it's going to stay dark where I am, I use my shadow because in my opinion, the shadow gives me a darker, deeper look than the pencil. Okay, so this is when I use my shadow. And this is just what I do. Again, I'm just showing you because I've had a lot of people ask me, or compliment my brows. So I pretty much do the same thing. As you can see, this one's a little bit more rough because the fallout is more, like the shadow causes fallout. Like you saw, it fell on my nose and everything. So, but again, I just do the same thing here. Make sure you can see. Make sure I can see. Same thing here. Just measure it out. And obviously you want it to be as close to the other one as possible, but just remember they should be sisters, not twins. So if you find yourself trying to match them like perfect to the T, stop. Stop stressing yourself out because it's not gonna match ever. They should be sisters, not twins. Meaning they should be close in look, but not identical. Like they're not going to be identical. Okay? So again, take my little red brush and use this concealer to clean and shape everything out. Okay? Make sure you can see me. I get that. And once again, remember to have your tail end. I'm gonna use this. The end of your eye. It should be ending right about there. Okay. And your arch should start right at the end of the eye as well. All right, that's how you will ensure that they're both even also, if you do it that way. Now this one, I can already tell you I messed up. And it happens. I mean, the good thing about it is that you can definitely go back and fix it, right? Best thing about makeup, it's not permanent. So I'm gonna use my pencil actually to bring out my tail a bit. And right here is where I messed up. You might not be able to tell, but I can tell because I've been doing them for a while. So right there's where I messed up. Okay. Not quite perfect yet. And trust me, I can get OCD about my brows. It's because I feel like if your brows are wrong, your whole face is going to be wrong. I don't care how bussin' your makeup looks. Your brows are part of that. And if they're wrong, that whole makeup look is going to be all the way off. Or even if you're just rocking a natural look that day, it's just going to look weird. You know what I mean? So I am a little bit OCD about my brows. It is true. And I'm going to buff this one out as well. Again, because you don't want that harsh line like that. Like, I'm going to show you real quick. When you see this, ladies, please stop doing that. That looks so bad. And as queens, we want to tell you, but we don't want you to get offended, okay? So just don't do it. Don't make that line right there. Because even though you see me buffing it, it's not going to fade out but so much. You're still going to see that line. All right, so please don't do that. Please, please, please don't bother the front part of your brow. Don't bother it. Leave it alone. Just start your pencil, your line from here and here. That's what you need to do. Okay? Empowering tip of the day from Lady V, Queen V. Okay? Do not start your brows at the edge like that. I beg. And here I am. This is just me being OCD. Because I can see, like, very close up that it's a little bit not straight. So sometimes I pick with them a lot. Now I like mine a little bit more close. So what I do is if I see, and if I'm done and I see that I didn't get close enough to it, I mean very extremely light strokes just to bring them a little bit closer. And they don't have to be straight. They can be like sort of like this, so that again you don't have that line that I'm telling you not to have. Okay, and then I'm gonna buff it out just to make sure. On this side, this is really bothering me, but it's because it's needs to be cut right here. If you can see where my OCD is happening, it's right here. But it's just because my hair is too long. Oh, it's driving me crazy too. Don't be like me, ladies, please. Do not be like me. I have my razor here anyway. I'm just showing you that I'm cutting this off. Just a little. There we go. All right. And then get my brush back. Once again, the OCD is kicking in. I'm sorry. This video is so long. Not my intention. Okay, so basically that's the best that we're gonna do. Okay, this is a little bit too close. And again, the beauty of makeup, concealer is the best. It's like an eraser. Oh, and the last thing I do, just so you know, I connect it. So I start from the inner corner and bring it here and here. And I don't need a lot. I just need to be able to make sure it's even. Okay, and then I'll buff that out too. Just to make sure it's even. And then get the middle. I take one good look. One last look. Make sure they're good. As you can see, remember I was saying before I color this in, this is a little darker. I don't know if you can tell. My eyeshadow makes it a little darker. Okay, so like I said, if I'm just going out like during the day, or want to do a natural look, I will not use my shadow because I know that my shadow makes my brows rich. It makes them dark. Okay, versus the pencil. If you look close, you can see like little bald spots. Well, before I started to color it in, you can see like little spots of lighter versus this one. This one's pretty even. All right. So that is about it for my brows. if I keep picking with them, they'll, you know, I'll be doing this all night. So that is about it for my brows. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, for believing in me, for pushing me to start the doggone channel. Like, it's been a while, but I'm finally here, and I'm glad that I could come to you with a good first one. Okay, so those are my brows. Again, take from it what you will, leave the rest. Okay, create your own process and slay those brows, girl. Okay, see you in the next one.